Hi, my name's Ed, and in this video I'm going to explain how to work out if your students have the English Baccalaureate using SIMS. As you maybe saw from previous videos, I've got a template here with GCSE results on it, and it works out number of passes and 5A to C, including English and maths. Now, to work out EBAC's a little complicated. We need a few formulas before the formula. So first column, data review using formula, and it's going to be a column called SC count, formula type, G for grade, tally columns. And what this formula is going to do is count up the number of GCSE passes. So I'm just going to select here additional science, core science, and biology, chemistry, physics. Select those. We've got 5 science GCSEs, and in the grade section, look for the grades we're looking for: A star, A, B, and C. I'm just going to copy those. Then tab space F, and we need to do that the same for humanities. So add in a HU count, and that's going to be geography and history. Paste those same grades, and then LA count. Now I have a very vanilla selection here of just French, German and Spanish, but if you have community languages, don't forget about them. And in a perfect world, if a student just didn't have history or geography, HU count would return a 0. That's not what happens. It returns a blank, and that blank doesn't then play well with our nested if then else formula. So what we need to do, add another column, data review using formula, called 0, and it's just going to be the equals formula and a constant value of 0. And then we're going to add 3 more columns, data review using formula, giving us the maximum. So first C max, formula type max, of the science count we just made, and 0. So that way, if they've got no science GCSEs, in this column we will have the value of 0 for there. 1 in the box here to say the biggest of these 2 columns. That's going to be hidden. And then repeat for humanities and languages. So the HU max, tab M, open up the box, and here it's the biggest of HU count and 0. Enter 1 here, tab space F, and then finally the languages, the LA count, here it goes. Formula type is max, and it's the biggest of the LA count and 0. 1 in the box. Okay, so with these 7 columns made, we're now ready to calculate EBAC. So this time we're using data entry using formula because we want to save the result. N, enter G, the results at GCSE results. Enter tab, and I've got an aspect made called EBAC. Formula type nested if then else, and what I want to do is clone this formula from our 5A to C formula. That just puts in those ends. It's just going to save me a little bit of time. So the first test we're going to perform is on 5A to C, including English and maths, and see if that equals 0. Now remember that when we do logical formulas, we always work off the numerical value of the grade. Now this aspect, which I created, has a grade set of Y and N, where Y has a value of 1 and N has a value of 0. So what we're testing is 5A to C, including English and maths, 0, i.e. is it no? Because if that's true, they don't have 5A to C, including English and maths, they don't have EBAC. If it's false, they do have 5A to Cs, then we want to test their science. If science is less than 2, then no, they don't have EBAC. If that's false, i.e. they do have 2 or more science passes, then we want to test their humanities. If that is less than 1, they need 1 humanities pass. But if it's less than 1, then they're an O. Else, if the languages, now that should be called LA Max, but it's called LA Count, but I've got the $ in, so I know it's the right one. If that is less than 1, then they're an O. It's the arrow space O for OK. Now, if all of those statements are untrue, then they have the EBAC and they're a happy green Y. So let's review this. If 5A to C is 0, i.e. if it's no, they don't have EBAC. If that's not true, but they have less than 2 science passes, they don't have EBAC. If that's not true, but they have less than 1 humanities pass, they don't have EBAC. And if that's not true, but they have less than 1 language, they don't have EBAC. If all 4 statements are untrue, then they do have the English Baccalaureate. So we can finish. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or you'd like to know more about how Roots can help your school, please get in touch.